It's a place where wild animals come to be healed and loved. Caring to each one's individual needs is retired musician Brian Salt. He calls it Salt Haven and runs it on his own farm, mostly out of this small 15 by 20 foot shed. Brian started the charity because he says there's something special about working with wildlife.
It's a different universe, you know, it's a frontier science. It's much different, significantly different than working with domestic animals. Drug protocols, diet protocols, parasitology, zoonotics. There's not very many books written about the things that we do here. And as a result, it's kind of stimulating to find new things and exploring.
He believes that there's so much to be learned from Ontario's wild animals.
Probably what they teach us is not only from a practical sense of what is happening in the environment, but also they teach us a little bit about who we are as humans. And I think we probably end up doing as much for ourselves and for people at Salt Haven as we do for the animals in that regard.
There's plenty of room for the 90 volunteers at Salt Haven, but not enough for the birds. Brian is raising money to build a new and bigger wildlife rehabilitation center on 216 acres of donated land to meet the high demand.
We had hundreds and hundreds of animals come through the clinic this year, and there just isn't enough room for all of them.
Right now, Salt Haven can only hold up to 100 wild animals at a time, but Brian hopes that the new facility will be able to hold 4 times that number. Helping Brian with this project is the owner of the Oak Ridge Animal Clinic, Dr. Tyrell DeLangley. He says London's continuous growth is causing the increasing need for wildlife care.
The success of Brian's current endeavor is testament to the need for this. I mean, his facilities are essentially overwhelmed. For anyone who's been to see his site, it's incredible what he accomplishes in very little space. There's a lot of development moving out into what used to be untouched areas or farmland, and as a result, wildlife's being displaced, whether it be squirrels and raccoons or deer and raptors.
The new rehab center will be an eco-park, filled with running water, a pharmacy, a lab, a bigger clinic, and even provide an education program for the community.
The animals that come to us are compromised. They're either sick, injured, or orphaned. And as such, you know, they deserve or need a greater amount of care than, say, an average household pet would. And so I think in return, we get the comfort that we offer to them. And it's a very satisfying thing to be able to see them after several weeks, to be able to be released back into their natural environment and reclaim their freedom, which is rightfully theirs.
And even though it's a long ways from being completed, Brian hopes the new facility can help more of these animals soar back into the wild, happy and healthy. For Western News, I'm Jennifer James.